Finally, the dust has settled on Sorare's most ambitious product roadmap ever. They have laid out the roadmap for us all. We see where the tournaments are going, we see where the money's going to be paid out, and we see the new redesign, the remodeling for the entire SO5 arena. And the initial aftermath from it, Sorare scouts and managers were all in a bit of a fizzle and a panic, thinking, what does that mean for the valuation and the situation of all my cards and my strategy and everything I've been doing on this game for the last number of months or years, depending on how long you've been here. But now, finally, we can collect ourselves. We know exactly what we want to be getting from the game. And already, Sorare scouts and managers are starting to plug the gaps in their gallery, the little holes that they might have had. But there is still a lot of work to be done. In the video today, I'm going to be looking at the top 3 things that every Sorare scout and manager needs to keep at the front of their mind while doing this remodel, this redesign, as they prepare for the new normal come August. At any point in the video today, if you do laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe to the channel. We're pushing for 10,000 subscribers and we cannot do that without your support, guys. If you're brand new to Sorare and you haven't even started yet, there's a link in the description in this video and in the pinned comment that'll get you a market discount. Yeah, money off cards on auctions. By clicking on that link, you support all the content here at the channel, and I thank you in advance if you do. So if you get stuck or if you need help, get any questions or whatever, jump into the comment section and I'll come and sort you out. And let's just get stuck straight into it. Now, the number one thing that you already hear the community talking about, that every Sorare scout and manager has to get in order, has to get their house in order, has to make sure they've got maximized to the best of their ability with what they've got already, or if they need to make a sea change to make it happen. And that is, of course, collection bonus. Now, Sorare's clubs that have been getting built over the last months or years are all totally different. They've all got their own fingerprint on football. But what the one thing is that we're all going to be using to fight against each other with is XP on cards and eventually collection bonus. Now, if you need the collection bonus explained to you in full detail, I'll link a video in the description of this one. You can check that out. I'll put it on the end of the screen as well when this video is finished, and you can check that out if you need to. But the best way to gain collection bonus is by buying in-season cards, buying collections and getting them to the 4% mark where we really need them to be now going forward is very, very difficult on historic collections, ones that, you know, you can't buy from auction, you can't win rewards for. The one-offs, the jersey numbers are all kind of bought up, hoovered up and owned by strong collections that are now going to value them even more. Because make no mistake about it, if you're going to be playing the classic modes for any of these any of these real Sorare instinctual motivations, like to win cards and then get the cards and go on to win money and all that kind of stuff, you're going to need cards that will deliver. And when they do deliver, they do not miss. And this division is going to be, I said it earlier on, a death match. It is going to be battle royale, Royal Rumble stuff. Every single game week, it is going to be pandemonium in the classic modes for champion, contender, and challenger. And if you're going in there and you've not got the collections lined up, you've not got your gallery well refined towards maximizing the output and the outcomes that your club is already kind of, exposed to, then when we get into the classic mode, you're going to be really frustrated that you're getting good scores on good players, but you're not making as much of a dent on the leaderboard as you would have thought. The way the game is now built with Sorare, we sometimes hear from our American friends in the community the word Dynasty with some other games that are kind of similar or comparable to Sorare. And for me, that is really what the collection game now has become, a bit of a dynasty game. Because for me, coming into Contender Rare next year, I'm looking at playing my Celtic 2021 cards, or 21-22 cards. As you can see, I've got a bit of a collection here on the go, and I've got some people to fill in to complete this collection. But I'm going to be dovetailing that with the 22-23 collection, and I now want to go out and get doublers into these other collections of guys that I wasn't buying before in the previous collection, like a Greg Taylor, for example, Rio Hitate, Kyogo, Dyson. I want to be building these guys up now in multiples over these two collections. The first one's already at 4%. This one's very close to 3%. And then for the current season, I've now got a lot of motivation to get this into at least the 3% territory as well. And again, by using doublers, guys like Taylor, Johnson, all the repeating characters that can be used time and time again. Because when you go into the classic mode, I know people are saying different things for different strategies, and they're all, nothing's wrong, don't get me wrong, but really, if you do want to compete and you want to have fun and you want to feel like your teams are striking out, the way you need to be thinking about the build up for your challenger, your contender, your champion entry isn't having your best team, your second best team, and your third best team, but building a cohort of players, and really your 3 teams are your best team. Those are the guys that make the cut. Those are the guys that have a good match, and everyone else that doesn't get selected, well, tough bananas. Those are the guys that didn't make my team. I made these selections to get this midfielder, this striker, this captain, this double midfielder opportunity on. And that's going to be a huge part of the Sorare game going forward, is selection, especially when you've got a huge roster of cards. And the bigger roster of cards you can have at your disposal, the more choices you have, the better. But we don't want to have suboptimal. We don't want to just be picking guys just because, oh, that guy fits my budget and fits the region, but he doesn't plug into anything else. The first thing when you're building your primary team is we need to be thinking about that collection bonus. How is it going to build out between my midfield and everything else? And we spoke about it kind of recently on the latest collection video, how I felt like for Champion Europe, I had a really good midfield and defender thing on the go here with Leipzig, and I've still got a few other players to fill out. Similarly with Valencia, I felt like I had a good midfield collection on the go here, and so on and so forth. Now, every player, every little minor kind of micro strategy, we need to be thinking about the collection value that they add into the classic mode. Is this a guy that's going to be on 12% when at full XP? And when he is at 12%, what kind of score can he hit? Is he at 10%? Is he at 15%? That kind of thing. Because when you're forecasting your results, you need to know what kind of scores the guys can deliver. They still need to be good football players. But then, do I have everything at my disposal to give me the edge on the rest of the leaderboard and make the difference between those really fine game weeks where it is fractions of points that determine who wins and who loses? Now, this kind of comes directly hand in hand with a collection bonus, but we also want to be building up a wallet as well. Now, what do I mean by a wallet? On Sorare, of course, we need to be buying cards, trading cards, all that kind of thing. Now, no matter what your strategy is between now and August, March, the new future, whatever, everyone does plan on either getting new season cards to play for cash or, you know, doing some manicuring and doubling down into their classic situation to then make sure that they can win new season cards and go on and play for cash. And in any of those situations, you are going to need a wallet to help you be a bit more agile with, you know, streamlining your gallery, streamlining your club, and giving you the option to actually buy new season cards, even if you plan on mainly winning them or not. Because with limiteds and rares, we need to have 4 in-season cards, with super rares and unique 3 each. These are significant thresholds, barriers to entry, as I feel like. And if you're relying on totally winning cards, you're going to be waiting much longer than people that can win and buy. Obviously, the people that wait the least amount of time can buy everything, but most of us are probably thinking about mainly winning. I'm telling you, for August, you need to be buying and winning. How are we going to fill our wallet? How are we going to actually get that transfer kitty, that arsenal together to make sure that in the off-season and the new season, we can make the moves we need for our club and our gallery? Well, that really comes back to the streamlining aspect of this again, where we really need to be looking at our club in the mirror and really asking some tough questions of, are you actually going to contribute to my team's success next year? Are you actually going to be a handicap, or are you going to be an enhancement on the strategy I've got there now? And there's a buzzword that often comes around the community called opportunity cost. And now, if you're spread across all 3 regions, for example, for me, if we look at my collections, I've got this NYC collection, which is full, and I've got some other cards here and there that are in contender. But outside of MLS contender, me keeping guys like that is really a stupid move, because they're not going to connect well with my NYC cards often enough. So guys in the Portuguese, the Danish League, the English Championship or whatever, they don't plug in with anything else I've got going on, and moving them on to then enhance the other stuff that is pretty much ready to go is going to be a really tough thing to do, because some of those cards are very, very good, very, very handy. I could use a lot of them for the next 6 months anyway. And some of them are quite special to me. I've had them for a long time. But these are the tough decisions that are better made sooner rather than later. Get that wallet filled up, whether if it's for new season buys next year or whether it is to maneuver through the market. This is a very difficult situation to have your cake and eat it, in terms of like having everything the way you had it and not really, you know, cutting a part of the gallery off that is just really, you know, on thin ice anyway. And now in this new situation, this new change, really you don't see it, you know, reaping you many rewards anymore. Cut that sucker off now. Get the cash in there, make the trades that you need to do, whatever. But keep in mind, you should be building a wallet between now and the beginning of next season. If selling cards is the #1 way of doing that, the second way of doing that is by competing, winning, and, you know, selling into the market, bagging some thresholds if you still can, and all the rest of it. So the first thing we need to be keeping at the front of our mind with acquisition and with trading and all the rest of it is the collection bonus that we're going to be doing. But the second thing we need to be keeping in our mind, like we've just been speaking about, is the wallet build. Are we building that transfer kitty ahead of the new season for the now? And the third and final thing is the plan of attack. How are you actually going to do it? Is it going to be in contender? Is it going to be in rare? Is it limited? Is it super rare? Is it champion? Is it Premier League? Is it Bundesliga? There's so many different strategical options that are now available to us. Most people are going to be starting from a position of strength. I'm going to stay where I've got cards already, where I've already got a working knowledge base, and I've already got some collections on the go perhaps. But what then? The next series of videos that are going to be on the channel, we're going to be looking under the microscope, under all the options that are there for all of us, and weighing up exactly what is the most optimal move for a huge number of different situations and opportunities that we can see coming between now and August. Because like I said on the End Product podcast recently, for me, this is the vision of Sorare. Sorare's always been moving towards something that, for me, the top end of the game is akin to like pro poker, esports, that kind of fantasy football kind of equivalent to these things. That's what I've seen it living and breathing. And it feels like with the new cash prize place pots that they're doing, it's very much in that realm now. Everyone that's been on this channel, most people that play Sorare have always been playing it, or mostly been playing it, with the vision of one day Sorare will become, one day Sorare will do this, one day. For me, that one day is August, where they are now kind of realizing their potential and kind of growing into their own skin, as it were. So when you were telling yourself one day when Sorare does this, or one day when Sorare does that, what did you want to have your club look like, feeling like, represent about you, be capable of doing on the leaderboard? Because now is the time to make sure that is what it is and that is what it does. On screen there now is some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Stay tuned for more content like this on the channel, guys. Stay out of trouble, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.